Here's my cuff here, here's the right sides. We're going to fold it, right sides together widthwise. So here's my stretch going this way. We're going to mark 1/2 inch seam allowance, 1 inch in on both ends, and then the center inch. So my center's at 4. We're going to go 1/2 inch both ways, marking the center inch. And then we're going to sew along these marked lines. So follow me over. Your 1/2 inch seam allowance. Just going to sew right where you marked. Last one. Okay, I'm just going to trim some of our... Okay. Now what we're going to do is press our seam open, leaving the back seam up. So it should be right at 1/2 inch up and 1/2 inch down as our seam allowance. Then we're going to leave it folded just like that and fold it lengthwise. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew in between these two lines here, only in that top seam allowance that we left up. You should only be sewing through 2 layers here. So again, we fold these down. If your knit will hold a press, you can press it. Fold it lengthwise, and we're going to be sewing right here between the 2 lines, only through those 2 layers of seam allowance. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it out. To where it's folded the opposite way, and you can see we haven't sewn these seam allowances. The one that you've sewn will automatically stay down. So you can open it up, see that's sewn. And we're just going to do the same thing. Sew in between our marked lines, only in the seam allowance. Only getting those 2 layers of seam allowance. Now we're going to flip right sides. So you grab, and ta-da! Look at that. These should be sewn. And you have a nice little cuff with a thumb hole. Good job!